Hey crew, this is Diane, head coach down at the Ready State. Welcome to our Fix Mags' Clean series. So we've got Mags here, and the story goes, she's been cleaning for 10 years, and apparently, because I have not seen any of this, still doesn't quite know how to clean. So you're getting all...
That's an understatement.
So you're getting all the information fresh. I've not seen her clean yet. We wanted to make this experience as authentic as possible. So what we'll do is start with checking out how Mags is clean first, and then from there start to break it down for you guys, because I feel like if we can help her, there's probably a lot of you guys out there that have been doing this movement for a while and then maybe have some blind spots going on. All right, cool. Mags, if we can go ahead and have you grab the barbell, without any cueing, coaching from me yet, I love to see you clean 5 reps from above your knees, and just show me what that looks like.
Anywhere
and we'll do,
let's
slide down. Yeah, slide down to the top of your knees, and you're gonna give me 5 reps to your power position. Okay. Excellent. Actually, that's really not too bad. I can see kind of where the potholes are going to come further on down the road. So Mags, can we get 5 cleans from just below the knees?
Anytime I go below my knees.
We call the knees the Bermuda Triangle, by the way. Anytime there's a transition, it can get a little messy and things can get a little bit lost. Yeah, and I feel like Mags is probably doing a pretty good job here because we've got a camera zoned in on her, right? You know, if this was presented to me and she was doing a CrossFit style Metcon, I'd be like, you know, she's doing an exercisable clean. Now, are there things that we want to start illuminating and clean up? Absolutely, but not before now we see from about mid-shin where you would typically set up with the barbell. All right. And then, of course, we'll give her a little break because that'll be 15 reps of the bar. I see it all. All right, excellent. So let's go ahead and rest the bar down, shake off your hands for me. So before we really start tooling the clean and giving her things to think about or cues, you first have to get information on, you know, where the athlete is coming from. Like, what is their baseline information and understanding the different positions they need to navigate. Because if you don't know where you need to pass through, you know, it's a really hard ask to be like, okay, I need you to pass through this position if we're not quite on the same page. So Mags, we're going to start a couple things. Is I want you to show me your starting position with your feet and your finishing position. Meaning, like, if I were to say, hey Mags, we're going to catch this clean. It's, you know, it's a heavier triple from the floor or the hang or anywhere. Like, do you know where your feet start and stop?
Well, I mean, right here is my start.
And there's no right or wrong, guys, when you're seeking information. You're just trying to get a baseline. Excellent. All right, let's do that again. Show me again. Awesome. Cool. So Mags understands that her feet need to move. Now, when Mags was demonstrating her reps from the 3 different layers, her feet pretty much stayed in place. So that's just something that we want to clean up. It's not going to necessarily impact the way she pulls, which is what we're primarily going to be focusing on, but it will definitely impact the way she ends up receiving, especially receiving at the higher loads. All right. So now, Mags, as the bar is translating past your knees, show me what your power position is.
I don't know.
You know, and do you know why we call it the power position?
Well, I just know that the power position is above a squat.
Above a squat. Okay, good. And it's great we're finding that out. So power in Olympic style weightlifting is used in two ways. So power can denote the receiving position, which means a clean or a snatch that is caught above parallel. Or the power position, which is what we're pointing at here, is that last phase of motion before you hit transition and go from extension to back underneath that bar, right? So what is that last point before you hit, the common language triple extension?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. So we just found a gap, right? So we need to clean up the gap so Mags actually knows where to try, she's trying to connect that barbell through. All right, so your power position then, Mags, and there's gonna be nuance from coach to coach, right? You talk to one coach and they're gonna have you in one iteration of the transition. You talk to a different coach, they're gonna set you up slightly differently. So just know that there's gonna be variation out there, and this is just how I work with my athletes. So with your feet in your starting position, which is gonna be about hip width-ish apart. And, for sake of, the series, we're going to have our feet for now be pretty much like, 0 to 5 degrees, right? It's more of a universal footprint that we're working with here. And then that may breathe depending on, her accessibility to different positions within the range. All right, so your power position here is going to be a position where your hips are slightly loaded back, right? And we're gonna, and she naturally soft the knees because she needs to maintain center, and that's the word I like to use, center versus balance, because you can be balanced without actually being centered, but you can't be centered without being balanced, right? I'll let you guys think about that for a minute. So from here, hips are gonna cock back a little bit, shoulders are gonna be basically in the middle of the foot. And what that does is it ends up setting up some load in both the quads and the hips, because we want a pull that's pretty much in the center of her system, right? And so this is the power position, right? And I'd probably even maybe have you a little bit higher up in the hip. Go ahead and let me adjust you. Hips up a little bit more. Yeah, right there. Can you feel that? All right, so take a moment, let your athlete imprint that feeling, right? Because this is the most valuable position to be able to translate through. It's called the power position, because this is where you're going to get that most dynamic, explosive drive of power, and therefore power transferring into that barbell, right? And the more power transfer, the more momentum the barbell is going to have, which means that's just free work, right? The barbell's going, now you just have to focus on getting underneath it.
They say.
That's what they say, right? Or the unicorn. The unicorn. Know that it takes a lot of reps to cultivate that, but you can experience a sense of like lightness. So we'll kind of get through those different layers when we approach that. All right, so now that we know where the power position is, this is where, right, ultimately that you need to bring the bar to. And we're gonna start the training your clean or retooling your clean in phases, right? And what this is ultimately gonna allow us to do is to be able to shorten the pull, make it a little less technical. And then as you get comfortable with that less technical pull, right, then we can allow the pull like a fine wine to breathe and elongate it. All right, we're gonna start there.